So my favorite movie when it came out was Transformers the movie back in 1986. I missed it at the theater. I got to watch it on regular TV. And when I seen Megatron go into the ship and kill several Autobots, I was just awestruck. And just once again, I was amazed. For the first time in American history, no cartoon has ever, had a death. And so that was really interesting there. And so later on, you had the 2007 live action movie, and that was just another iteration of characters, just a new storyline, just like all the others.
First time with any movie. It's really funny. Because of my age and whatnot, the first movie I ever saw naturally was the 86 movie, but I didn't see it in 86. I saw all of season 3 before I ever saw the movie, before I ever knew that a movie existed. I don't remember it. I don't remember commercials for it. I certainly don't remember being in like theaters or anything like that. What happened was I was a fan, and most of season 1, if not all of season 1, did come on after school. Unfortunately, with season 2, it got moved to midday, like 12:30 in the day. It was so weird, and I was in school, and I wasn't able to watch it. And I heard the Transformers was still on, and I was home one day from school, and I happened to be going through the channels, and lo and behold, I saw Beachcomber with a golden hand, and it was the Golden Lagoon episode. That was the first episode of Transformers after season 1 that I saw because of the time slot change. Eventually it came back on in the afternoons. And then all of a sudden it was no more Optimus Prime or Megatron. It's this Galvatron and Rodimus Prime and Cyclonus and Springer and Ultra Magnus, and it was still cool. It was obviously still Transformers. It was Autobots, Decepticons. But I always thought, it's so weird that they're doing this without any explanation. And then somebody said, there's a Transformers movie. And even then I thought about, wow, a movie? What would the Transformers look like? Like real? Like if they were real? What we now know is live action. But I was a kid, right? And when I saw it at the video rental store in its VHS cassette form, I was blown away, and I was like, whoa, what is this? And I got it, and I got to Optimus' scene, and I cried and cried and cried, as all kids did. But by the end of it, I said, oh, this is what happened. This is how we went from who I know to this. But it definitely wasn't 86, because I would have been 8. I was at least 10 or 11 before I had that experience with the movie. And the first time I ever saw it in theater was when it was kind of re-released a couple of years ago, and I went with Andy B of Andy B Games and Starscream Wife, and I enjoyed it then as much as I did when I was 10 or 11.
My first movie was the 1986 Transformers, the movie, and I think we were in the middle of, or we just finished season 2 through the syndication run on the local TV station. And I remember seeing the commercials saying Transformers the movie coming to a theater near you, and I begged my mom to take me. Now we finally get to the theater, we get into our seats, and I am just blown away. First off, the quality of the movie way better than the television series, and then we get to the part where Optimus is killed, and you cry a little bit. He turns gray, which I never, even to this day, makes no sense to me why his whole body's color would change because his spark died. But it didn't bother me that Hot Rod / Rodimus became the leader of the Autobots in the movie. I was sad Optimus was gone, but I thought Rodimus' transformation was so cool that it'd be an awesome toy, So, as we were leaving the theater, there was this display that says, hey, if you like the movie, go to Toys R Us, and you can get this exclusive movie storybook. And I was like, heck yeah. So my mom takes my brother and I to Toys R Us, and we each get the storybook, and it comes with a sticker that if you put it in the storybook, it gives you a color image. Otherwise, everything is kind of like black and white. And then there's a few images that are just redded out, which you have to use a special thing to see through, but no colored pictures, which made it kind of difficult to read. But then you could buy sticker packs. The problem is there are random sticker packs, so you could chance get a pack with the same stickers as you may already have. Problem was, by the time we got to the toy store, those sticker packs were long gone. Like, I have a feeling somebody came in and just grabbed the whole box. And so we didn't get any stickers. And to this day, I still don't have the stickers. I don't want the stickers because they're probably super expensive. So yes, Transformers the movie, 1986, was my first Transformers movie.
My first experience with a Transformers movie, that's easy. It's the '86 movie. It was one of the few times that, as a kid, I was able to go to the movie theater. Going to the theater back then was a luxury. You know, you didn't just get to, not like now, well, not right now, but it's not something that we were able just to, hey, let's go to the movies every weekend. So there was a very select few movies that I actually was able to go to the theater to watch. And the '86 movie was definitely one. I remember being completely distraught when, spoiler alert, Optimus Prime died. And it just, the first few minutes of that movie, when you see everyone that you've been watching over the last couple of years just disintegrated. Yeah, that movie was, again, obviously stuck with me like crazy since then, because, you know, it's quotable now. The songs were just classic. And, you know, all these years later, I finally get to sit down. I get to sit down and interview Stan Bush. Like, what kind of world do I live in to where the 10, 11-year-old me is watching Transformers on TV or on the big screen, and then fast forward to this 2020, and I get to sit down and just like this and talk to Stan Bush? I don't know what kind of bizarro world we're living in, but 2020 ain't been all bad.
Well, the first Transformers movie I ever saw was, of course, Transformers the movie. This is just one of many different editions of this movie I own, and there it is. Pretty cool, and it's something I really enjoy. It had a lot of great moments in it. You know, when Arbalest, you know, first talks about, you know, Unicron comes out of space, you know, you see this giant planet coming out of the darkness of space, and then it just, when it reaches a planet, you know, you see these giant horns come down and start smashing things. This beam, like a gravity beam, I'm assuming that's what it is, or some type of gravity beam, just starts pulling material, and the robot life forms and various life forms all up inside of Unicron, of course, for him to consume, as we all know, because that's what he does. And it was, you know, it was cool, you know. And then it also was a way to get rid of the old toy line, and introduce the new, for the 1996 toy, or 86 toy, not 96, 86 toy line. 96 I think was Beast Wars. Anyway, my age, all the information up there is stored somewhere, recalling it, not so good. Anyway, it was fantastic, and I love this movie. There was so much in there. The art in there was pretty darn spectacular. For the period of time, it was top notch. The music, memorable to this day. Everyone knows Dare to Be Stupid. Everyone knows You Got the Touch. Even if they're not avid fans, they know the song itself because it's a very cool song. I mean, so, you know, music wasn't one of the topics on there, but Transformers has a way of introducing music into it that's memorable, that keeps your interest, that, you know, you just recall it because, you know, playing during some scene and you hear this song, like Dare to Be Stupid, when, you know, they're on the planet of the Junkions, you know, and they're all dancing around. You got Weird Al playing in the background. Dare to Be Stupid. It was a great experience.
My first experience with any Transformers movie was the original back in 1986, The Transformers, the movie. Unfortunately, I didn't see it in the theater. I had to wait till it came out on VHS. And yes, that is an original copy. You guys remember what those were? But yeah, I got to see it on the small screen, and still, it blew me away.
My first movie, of course, it had to be the G1 movie. I actually saw that at least 3 times in theaters that I can actually recall from my memory here. First time I was with my dad. The next 2 times were with my mom. First time with my dad, I remember walking in. We got like the popcorn and stuff, and I remember seeing like the cardboard cutout, you know, stand up, standee, what do you want to call them? And it was kind of like of the actual movie poster with Ultra Magnus firing up at the sky, Unicron's up there, and I was there looking at Ultra Magnus, and I'm like, who is this guy? You know, I didn't recognize him. RC, Cup, Springer, Blur, Galvatron, Unicron. What the heck is this stuff? Went to watch the movie, was blown away by it. Just how violent and how it took it from just being a happy little, cartoon to like, death, destruction, dismemberment. It was catapulted the whole series to another level, which, after walking out of the theater, we had to go tell our neighbor, like, you need to see this movie. There's cussing, there's violence. Like, we're, little kids are just blown away by that kind of stuff. And then my mom took me back to see it at least 2 more times. First time she took us to see it, I think just to shut us up. And then she actually liked the movie and took us back.
The first Transformers movie I ever saw was the original 1986 animated film, Transformers the Movie. I wasn't born in 86, so I saw this years later on VHS, but this was still well before the 2007 live-action movie came out. And, that was my introduction to a full-length Transformers film. And I gotta say, to this day, I really love watching it.
The first ever Transformers movie that I ever watched, actually, was this. The Transformers, the movie, which was released in 1986. As my voice starts to fail me. This was the first Transformers movie that I ever watched. This is the 2006 20th anniversary DVD version, and this was the first piece of animation based on the original Transformers Generation 1 cartoon series that I ever watched. And because it's a part of the Transformers Generation 1 series, even though the official name of this film is The Transformers, the movie, I personally call it the Transformers Generation 1 movie to avoid confusion with the live-action Transformers movies that have been released since 2007. But yes, the 20th anniversary edition of the Transformers Generation 1 movie is pretty incredible. One nice thing that they do is that here on the inside pamphlet of the DVD, I honestly don't know if this was done back in 1986 or when exactly it was done, but apparently there's 2 poster images for the film. One at the start of the movie when Optimus Prime is leading the Autobots against Megatron and the Decepticons before Unicron's attack. And here on this image you have, by the end of the movie, when Rodimus Prime is commander of the Autobots, Unicron has been defeated, and now the biggest Decepticon threat is Galvatron. And I've always enjoyed that double poster image that you get inside the 20th anniversary DVD version of the Transformers Generation 1 movie. So that was pretty incredible.
Thank you for checking out our content. Before you leave, please remember to click like and then subscribe. If you want to receive notifications, do not forget to enable them by clicking on the bell. Then afterwards, check out our social media and our website.